but this is something that's afflicting our generation, and nobody is talking about it. You know, I heard the president State of the State talked about student loans, you know, giving us, you know, 10%. I mean, she started out at 5, working up of our total income to be calculated and pay back our student loans when we leave here. But the projections are actually showing that most of us that are in college will be in college for at least another 6, 7, 8 years, pursuing multiple degrees until this economy bounces back. What can we do as a generation to kind of help stimulate the economy and see some of these jobs being created that we keep hearing are going to be created in some of the fields that we're all in?
Well, I heard some speakers earlier talk about finance reform, and that really is critical. Now, finance reform is incredibly boring because it's hard to understand it, and you don't think it has an effect on your life, but it has an enormous effect. I'll give you an example of this. One of the things that happens on Wall Street is these things called credit default swaps, which are basically bets on whether a company is going to lose or not pay their loans or not, or credit default obligations. Now, those things really don't contribute anything to creating jobs. I do some work. I have a lot of different jobs right now, and one of the things I do is I work part-time for a law firm in Washington doing healthcare stuff, and I do a lot of work in the biotech industry. Biotech industry is about 1,200 companies, 1,000 of which don't make any money. And they're involved in this unbelievable research. It's one of the areas where America still has an enormous lead over everybody else in the world. They can't get any money. Nobody will invest in them because the people on Wall Street can make 10, 20% of their money and take relatively low risks by basically gambling. They've turned Wall Street into a giant gambling casino. Now, I'm not in favor of getting rid of Wall Street because Wall Street has some use in our society. That is to be able to raise capital and to be able to create jobs and be able to allocate capital in ways that are going to be better done in the private sector than they will by the government. But the fact of the matter is that Wall Street has lost its way, and they're venturing billions and trillions of our dollars, pushing them back and forth between themselves, making money instead of creating jobs. That is a big problem. Barack Obama is absolutely right to want to make them pay for it instead of having the taxpayers pay for it. This economy is going to get better, and it is already getting better. But we can't have a generation of people having to spend 8 years in higher education because they can't find a job anyplace. And the only way that gets better is to say to the people that have taken our money, I want you to invest this money in America and not pushing pieces of paper back and forth in the canyons of Wall Street and creating jobs that pay billions and billions of dollars a year of bonuses that haven't been earned. People who earn those bonuses are right here in this room.